Well, we've seen Emile make such an impression on the Chilean National Water Ski Championships, on the Latin American Championships. His personal best is 65.1 meters, all the way from the beautiful city of Santiago in Chile. Folks, if you've never been to Chile and you plan to go there, you've got to go out to the Miranda Ski School. It's probably one of the most beautiful ski schools I've seen anywhere in the world. Built just on the hills above Santiago in Chile. It is a stunningly beautiful place. And do put that on your bucket list if you're working on a bucket list. So it is Emile Ritter from this most beautiful part of the world. Great, of course, also to see Rodrigo Miranda with us, whose dad has done so much over the years to put water skiing on the map down there in Chile. So Rodrigo and Emile Ritter, both from Chile, with us here today, traveling that long distance all the way from Santiago to be with us. So here we go. Jump number one, personal best of 65.1. I'm looking at our webcast screen here. It does look a bit grey and a bit wintry. It's not so bad here. In fact, we have a big jumbo screen on the far side of the lake, and it makes it look like midsummer. But here we go now. Eyes concentrating on Emile Ritter. He is wide, drifting down towards the Stokes Tower. Nice setup. Deciding it wasn't nice enough and passing on jump number one. Okay, well, that's what our professional jumpers do when it's not right. They don't risk it. So Emile now will get his act together. He'll go back his 2 more attempts. Not only that, we have 2 rounds today and 2 rounds tomorrow. You add all of that together, and that is a lot of opportunity. Here he goes. Emile Ritter, back for his second attempt. The John K. Phillips truck reminding us that without the John K. Phillips investment in this wonderful event, it just wouldn't happen from year to year. And again, another thank you to John for being such a wonderful supporter. Flying the Austrian flag there by coincidence for Claudio and Daniel Dobringer, as Emile Ritter now prepares to come back for his second attempt and first score. Now, if you wonder what's happening and sounds a little silent, it's because we were playing music in the background, and we're always afraid that that can cause your webcast to be cut off because of copyright issues on music played in the background. And rather than risk it, I hope you don't mind, if anyone wants to sing or play the banjo or the violin or whatever, they're very welcome to that live on site. But we've decided not to risk losing the webcast. So here we go, back on the water. Emile Ritter passing on jump number one. Better setup. Nice jump, lovely float beyond that 60-meter yellow barrier. I think he's got 60.1 out of that. Let's just see what happens. On the screen, we can see the scores to beat. And it's 61.5 for Emile Ritter. Oh, well, he's broken the 60-meter barrier. His personal best is 65.1. So he's getting some instructions here from the bank, from the big talent of Rodrigo Miranda. These two gentlemen have traveled the world together. He'll make those adjustments now and come back and hopefully get closer to a 65.1. Got second in the Latin American Water Ski Championships in the jump event. Okay, this could be a big one. 61.5 on jump number 2. Let's see what Emile Ritter from Colombia can do on jump number 3. Again, a little bit back on his heels. Lovely float, just landing around that 60-meter barrier. There seems to be a little bit of a brick wall around there today. Difficult to get much beyond it, but it looked like he had 61.5 on jump number 2. I think he might have been around the 60-meter on jump number 3. Let's just watch the Splash Ice scoreboard and see what comes up. 60.8. Okay, so he'll take 61.5 as his best contribution so far. So well done, Emile Ritter. Now, folks, are we ready? Because we have one of the most important men on the water right now, because his name happens to be Thomas Asher. Without Tom and June, well, I'll tell you, folks, the name Stokes wouldn't exist, because they are the power horse behind the brand, and of course doing so much work to make this event here a success. To Tom and June, thank you so much. And to Tom now in particular, we wish you well, Tom. Tom Asher on the dock, folks. Let's wish him well. He's against the best in the world right now. He wants to put a big score on the board, as much pressure as he possibly can, and hopefully come out the far end with some of the goodies. So we wish him well. He's just in from Florida. Young Louis will be watching this very closely. He see his dad out there on the water. And here we go. Okay, we're waiting now for the big talent of Tom Asher. Now, we know Tom can get pretty close to 70 meters, pretty close on a good day. June is down there recording every moment of this. She's still got a whopping big bruise on her head from hitting the barrier here earlier on today. But here we go now, all eyes on Tom. Let's just wish him well on jump number one. Let's see how far to the Stokes Tower he will bring it on jump number one. Drifting closer and closer, a little earlier than he might later on. But here he goes, tremendous speed into the ramp. Look at that lift and kick way beyond the 60-meter barrier. That is an absolute beauty. We think his PB is 69.5. But that was a cracker. We're watching the Splash Ice scoreboard now. There's steam coming out of the back of it because it's churning out the numbers. Let's see what it did for Tom Asher. 64.6, folks. Wow, what a performance. 64.6 on jump number one. There's a very quiet audience here today. What's going on? 64.6 is a whopper. We should be doing a Mexican hand wave for that one. That's big. That's the longest distance of all the pros here today, and it was done by Mr. Fladberg. 64.6. Wow, what an opener. Personal best 69.5. Well, anyone who gets up around close to that 70-meter mark, that's when you're very, very special indeed. Tom Asher on the water. What a great thrill it is to see him here. I wonder if little Ollie is watching his dad. Ollie, did I say Ollie? Little Louis is down there watching somewhere. Here comes Dad now, jump number two. He's got 64.6 on the board already. Oh, he's brought this down a little further on jump number two. Can he manage to kick this one? He does. Beautiful float. There goes the 60-meter barrier, and he's broken that yet again. That could be 65-ish from here. Looking pretty good for Tom Asher. Wow, he really is dialed in. We're looking at the Splash Ice scoreboard here now on our webcast, watching it churn away in the background. Let's see what number comes up. But that was a beautiful jump again from Tom Asher. 64.6 already on the board. 64.3, very close again on jump number two. Terrific set. Well, we see Daniel Dobringer with 59.9. We see Claudio Kostenberger with 63.8, trying to stay warm here on the bank as Tom Asher goes down to the far end around the man-made island made by his dad, A.D. Asher. Huge job that in scooping up some of the bank, building an island out there on the lake. But it makes a big difference with two man-made islands, one at each end. Little Louis must be watching his dad somewhere down there. I wonder, will he remember any of this? He might, who knows? And June recording this, I know that playing it back in the evening, watching the performance can help enormously in later rounds. But let's see, he's got a 64.6 on the board. Folks, he's got a 64.3. What can Tom Asher pull out of the bag on jump number 3? Lovely setup. Nice float. There goes the 60-meter barrier. And I think he's added a bit more to that. That looked closer to about 65 from here. I wonder, does Splash Eye agree with that? But that was a cracker. He is in the lead right now. Best jumping of the day so far by far. As that breeze also picks up. Splash Eye, what number is it going to put up any moment now? He's got 64.3 on the 64.6 on the board. 65.4, he's got a 65.4. That's more like it. All our folks here clapping to keep their hands warm and to show their appreciation for Tom. Terrific performance, 65.4 meters. Well, where do we go from here? We've had Daniel Dobrigger, we've had Stephen Critchley, we've had Claudia Kostenberger and Emile Ritter and Tom Asher. Now we are going for a very exciting jumper indeed. His name is Zach Worden. Folks, get ready for this. Zach can do the impossible when it looks impossible. You never really know what to expect, but what a talent. We're looking forward to this one. Zach has been here before. He knows the routine. He knows the territory. He's got that experience. He's also got a personal best, which is 71.4 meters. In old money, and it's not, is it, Rodrigo? No, it's not. I'm looking down here, and I can see Zach Worden on my screen. Yeah, it is Zach Worden. It is Zach Worden. Zach is not from Chile. He is from deep south US of A, and he's on the water. Okay, 234 feet in old money, 71.4 meters. That's his personal best. Well, what a lineup of incredible achievements he's had over the years. World Cup jump champion, King of Darkness jump champion, Malibu Open jump champion. Just such a shame to see the Malibu Open cancelled recently with problems on the water. US Open jump champion. He's got so many of these impossible to win titles under his belt already, and always very, very exciting. Sadly lost his dad a few years ago, and they were such close buddies. But continuing his efforts on the water just gets better and better. Here he comes now, the wonderful talent of Zach Worden against a personal best of 71.4. Oh, folks, you're going to enjoy this. Oh, he's left this late. Can he get on the ramp from here? Wow, he does, and he kicks it, and he floats. But a little short of the 60, I think, from here. But it's a brave setup, and from the way he set that up, you can see he's not going just to plop over. He is going for a big one. .2. He won't be too happy with that. 60.2, but he will make some adjustments on his way back. Zach Worden, a distance of 60.2 on jump number 1. We're still showing the name Felipe Miranda on the screen. It's not Felipe on the water, of course. It is Zach Worden. So just in case we're trying to confuse you around the world, just bear with us. And there on our webcast, you can see it looks a little grey and miserable. It's not actually. It's grey and miserable. No, it's not. There's a beautiful head breeze straight into the front of the ramp. The water is absolutely perfect. The Malibu is like, it is perfection. And that ramp, you can see there, the Hazelwood Ski World ramp is just about perfectly set up. It's at 1.8 meters. And on the water right now, the huge talent from the United States of Zach Worden. Here he comes. Jump number 2. He's got 60.2 on the board. That's not enough for Zach. Oh, he's leaving this even later. Can he get on from here? Oh, he crushed a little on the ramp. He is probably over pushing it right now, overcooking it, just a little short of 60 meters on that. He's in a bit of trouble out there. He needs to make some adjustments to get back to Zach Worden's zone. Watching the scoreboard, but I don't think that's even going to make 60 meters. No, it's 59. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's have a little support for Zach out there. He just needs to make a couple of adjustments, and it just shows you sometimes we almost take it for granted that these guys just go out and jump big distances. It's so difficult to get everything right. The position begins way down there at the far end of the lake. What you do from the very start, how far you go over towards the far bank, how late you leave your cut to the ramp, then how you edge all the way and how you build up that speed progressively. And on the ramp, of course, what you do in that 0.2, 0.3 of a second before you kick off the leading edge. Oh, so difficult. And then in the air, to use the benefit of the jump skis as an aircraft wing does on liftoff. Well, that reminds us of the great Ray Stokes, our buddy who brought us to tears when we lost him. Did so much for the innovation of this sport, and particularly in ski design and jump equipment. But watch this, Zach Worden, all or nothing on jump number 3. Again, he's late. He's leaving this to the last minute. Little better, crushed a little on the ramp, but yes, he's broken the 60-meter barrier. It looks like about 61, 62, so he'll be a little happier with that. On our strap on our webcast, we'll be showing the distances 63.1. That's a little better. He'll be a little happier with that. Not delighted, but it's heading in the right direction. 63.1 meters for Zach Worden. Well, now, folks, we head all the way to Russia for my Tavarish, Igor Morozov, who will be next on the water with a personal best of 68.3. He is the Russian champion. He's the 2000, I think, was it 14 Europe, Africa jump champion. And in our World Cup, we have seen him on the podium. Oh, he just seems to be on the podium almost every World Cup stop we've got. It's the great talent of Igor Morozov. Now, I should be correct and address him as Dr. Igor Morozov. When you have a PhD to your name, that's what you should do with respect. So the big distance now to beat is 65.4 from Britain's own Thomas Asher. That's the one at the top of the pile, 65.4. Igor Morozov can do it. He can jump 68.3. The Russian champion. And to all of our friends out there on the webcast, yeah, nie gawario очень хорошо по-русски, мой товарищ. Just if in case there's anybody in Dubna tuning in here. We never know. Igor Morozov from Russia on the water, and he's got to beat 65.4 to try and take the lead away here. This is the first of 4 phases, should we say, to the 2-day event, 2 each day. We're into the Pro-Ams connection, the pro part of the Pro-Ams right now. We've got a total of 15 athletes in this, and we're down now to, we'll pass the halfway point with Igor Morozov. Let's watch Igor now as he pulls wide. A very exciting jumper, drifting down. Okay, quite a conservative place to turn. Nice setup, nice build, lovely float, looks effortless. And certainly getting over the 60-meter barrier. Could be about 61 meters on that opening jump from our Russian Tavarish Igor Morozov. Okay, it's a very nice 62.6 for Igor Morozov. A very nice 62.6. Well, that spells confidence. The one he's got to beat is 65.4 of Tom Asher, who is just ahead of Claudia Kostenberger from Austria with 63.8. So a 65.4 Tom Asher in the lead right now. Igor Morozov with 62.6. And that is the second best opening jump. Tom kicked off with 64.6 in his opening jump. So let's just see now what Igor can do. Now the little breeze coming through here suddenly got a bit chilly. So that would tell us there's still moisture in the air, but the forecast is for it to improve dramatically over the next 48 hours. So we're looking for a lovely finish tomorrow. And the head breeze is going to stay into the southwest direction, which is straight into the front of the Hazelwood Ski World jump ramp. Okay, exciting moment coming up now. The Russian Igor Morozov, Dr. Igor Morozov, is back with jump number 2. Oh, he's a little later on this one. Nice kick, nice lift, nice timing. Oh, doesn't look too much further, around the 62 mark area, should I say. So struggling to get up there around the big ones. Just watching now the Splash Ice scoreboard, 62.7. Slight improvement. He'll want better than that, 62.7. 65.4 now remains the lead for Thomas Asher. But 62.7 is the distance for Igor Morozov from Russia. Well, I can see everyone around us here trying to stay warm, putting on their winter gear. But we will have warmer weather coming in, that's for sure. And tomorrow, according to the weather forecast, looks really good. Our big jumbo screen on the far side, bringing all the action replays for our audience here. And our webcast now showing our next athlete already. It is young Taylor Garcia from the US of A. We'll be watching very closely what is happening out there for Igor Morozov. Here we go. Igor now coming back. It's all or nothing on this last one. He needs better than 65.4 to take the lead. Can he somehow do it? Okay, turning in about the same place as for the previous 2 jumps. Nice setup and a good kick off the ramp, but no, he's just not getting that distance. That looks like close to about 60 meters, so I think that 62.7 of jump number 2 is going to be the best in the set for him. So 61.5 and a nice welcome home for Igor Morozov, and 62.7 remains the best for him. Still in the lead with 65.4 Thomas Asher, just ahead of 63.8 for Claudio Kostenberger and 63.1 for Zach Worden. So who's next on the dock? Well, we go to the young talent right now of young Taylor Garcia. Taylor has a personal best of 227 feet. So 227 feet, I make that about 69.2 meters or thereabouts, so pretty close to 70 meters. That is stunning for a young man. Taylor Garcia, folks, are going to enjoy this. This young man getting close to that 60-meter mark, that is spectacular for somebody so young. He's the under-21 world jump champion. Well, no surprise there when you look at the distance, the kind of distance he's achieved. Certainly going to be seeing an awful lot more of him over the years to come. Our webcast camera picking up some of the famous names here around the dock. Great to see Steve Critchley back here again. We haven't seen Steve in this area for a little while. Hazelwood Ski World jump ramp looking pristine with a big on-site jumbo screen just beyond it. And you can see flying above it the Canadian flag. Well, we have 2 major Canadians here, Taryn Grant and Ryan Dodd, of course. But out on the dock now, let's put our attention on this young talent of Taylor Garcia, who can get pretty close to 70 meters and a very aggressive cut. Kicking, oh, wow, does he pop that one. And again, straight over the 60-meter barrier in jump number 1. You can sense the confidence of this young man, just doesn't hold back. When he turns towards the ramp, there is no pause. It's just a straight build-up of momentum all the way into the base. 62.9, that's one of the longest opening jumps so far today. Only Tom Asher beat that on his opening jump so far today. So are the signs good? 62.9. It says 52.9 on our webcast screen. That should be 62.9 on jump number 1. So very nice opening jump there for Taylor Garcia. Well, our athletes are on the dock area having to move around to stay warm and stay wrapped up. Many coming in from warmer climates. Not easy to make the adjustment, plus jet lag. All of this a big test. Now, we will be in Paris, France for the World Championships in just 2 weeks' time. And who knows, the weather might be like this. So it is a good, I won't say warm-up, but preparation for what lies ahead on the World Championships. So 62.9, Taylor Garcia. Let's see what Taylor can do for his dad and his sister, who will be watching here very closely. Pulling out nice and wide, drifting down now towards the Stokes Tower. This is a little later. Nice setup. Oh, that's a beautiful jump. That's a beautiful jump. But doesn't look much more than the 62.9 he already has. So a little breeze now suggesting there might be some drizzle in the area that needs to get through. 63.8. So Taylor, as some of the others, struggling just a little now to get that extra distance, but 63.8 puts him into second place right now, just behind the 65.4 of Thomas Asher. The 63.8. Nice performance there from this young man, Taylor Garcia. We're just watching the replay on our jumbo screen on site. And you can see he's not doing much wrong here, 63.8. But let's see if he'll bring it down a little closer this time to the Stokes Tower out there in front of us. You know, at Moomba Masters, we had the Pure Milk Tower for years and years and years. And now, even though other names are on it, we still can't help calling it the Pure Milk Tower. These names just stick in your brain. I had the privilege of having my 20th Moomba Masters this year. And every year it gets even better. Here we go, back on the water now for Taylor Garcia. He's got 63.8 already on the board. Second best one of the day. Ooh, it's going to be pretty close. But I don't think he's going to get beyond the 65.4 of Tom Asher. But a terrific set, a 62.9 and a 63.8. And we're just waiting now for the third distance to come up. On the Splash Ice scoreboard, 62.5. So 63.8, and a warm welcome home to the dock area here from our fans, 63.8. Okay, that puts him into second place right now behind the 65.4 of Tom Asher. As we go back to the dock to the other great athlete from Chile, it is, of course, Rodrigo Miranda. Oh, we're getting messages from all over the world here, people watching and enjoying. To Heather Lynette Bonney over there south of Perth in Western Australia. Greetings to you, Heather. Glad that you're tuned in. You're just down the road from so many of the friends we have there around Perth. But Rodrigo Miranda now on the water. Rodrigo's personal best with 68.6. He gets very close to that unbelievably impossible 70-meter barrier. But at 68.6, he's about as close as you could get. So let's wish him well. I'm not sure if Mom and Dad, Martita and Waldo will be watching down there in Chile. I'm not sure what the time difference is there, but perhaps they are. And if they are, greetings to you and all the family from Hazelwood Ski World here in Lincoln. The city of Lincoln is just over the trees, actually. A beautiful old town. And right now, all eyes are on Rodrigo Miranda, all the way from Santiago in Chile, to the chilly airs of the Hazelwood Ski World here for the Stokes Pro-Am. Jump number 1. Okay, deciding to pass on that. Wasn't quite right. Quite wisely passing. 2 jumps yet to go. And, of course, we have 3 more rounds coming up. So 2 passes today and another one tomorrow. We are going to be jump saturated by the time we leave here tomorrow evening. Rodrigo Miranda there in the water. He's getting some advice from the shoreline as to what to do to set up for his first score. And back on the dock there, we're watching on our camera, Boyan Schipner from Germany with a very distinctive yellow helmet. Great to have our jumpers wear something very distinctive. I wish all our jumpers would help on that. Sometimes all in black with a black helmet. It's so difficult to tell, especially in photos afterwards. But Emile Ritter there from Chile offering some advice to Rodrigo out on the water. Not sure what the weather is like back in Santiago in Chile right now, Emile, but maybe it's about the same as this. Could be. But if you ever get a chance to go and see the Miranda Ski School, it is absolutely spectacular. And Chile, of course, one of those countries that has everything from the Atacama Desert in the north all the way down to icebergs in the south. It's an incredible country. Its length is the same as the width of Europe. It's an amazing country. Certainly worth one to visit at some time. Okay, second attempt coming up. Rodrigo Miranda. Here he goes. Oh, that's better. That's better. You're looking at mid-60s there. Has he got up to Tom's 65.4? That's the question. Tom Asher leading with 65.4. That was a cracker from Rodrigo. Watching the Splash Ice scoreboard. 64.7. Wow, he's getting closer. Fantastic performance from Rodrigo Miranda. He is now in second place behind Tom Asher's 65.4. 64.7 on jump number 2 with 1 jump remaining. So I'm not quite sure what Emile Ritter told him to do, but Emile, keep doing it. He's just getting better and better. Moving from having to pass on jump number 1 right out to 64.7 meters. So we hope you're enjoying our webcast around the world, wherever you are, stokeskis.com. We're doing our best to keep up with messages. So much information flowing across our desk. It's at times, bear with me if we miss on some messages that you're sending us. Sarah Green, yes, Sarah, glad you're watching. Let's concentrate now on Rodrigo's last jump. Oh, this was late. Oh, he really left that one a bit too late, deciding to pass, but he's into second place with 64.7. Oh, well done, Rodrigo, 64.7. So, Sarah, I hope you're all lovely and warm and cozy over there in the Perth area. The kids can't believe you just mentioned my name on TV, says Sarah. Okay, Sarah, you're famous. Well, we knew that anyway. Everybody knows the name Sarah Green. Sarah Gaddison. I hope your mum is also watching somewhere. We do miss your mum. We used to see her so often. She used to come over with you to our Golden Falls Water Ski Club. I do remember some happy times we had sitting in the sun there watching what was happening on the water in front of the Magic Ramp. But back on the water now, serious stuff, folks, because we're down to the last 4, and the next jumper on the water is the big talent of Boyan Schipner, all the way from Germany. Wearing, as I said, that very distinctive yellow helmet. And thank you for doing that, Boyan, because we can spot you in photographs anywhere in the world. And that makes it so much easier, especially for media and press. Now, here's a special fact about Boyan Schipner, folks. His personal best is 71.9 meters. Almost impossible. Gets onto the 10.75 line in slalom. Trick 6,600. Not a lot of people know that. We all know him for his jumping. But a 71.9 meter jumper. This year he was with us in Callaway Gardens on Robin Lake in May for the US Nautique Masters, where he came in second place on the jump ramp. No mean achievement, that's for sure, just behind Ryan Dodd. Wow. So we've got now to see what Boyan Schipner has in his arsenal, because his next major event will be the World Championships, and he'll be going for the title of World Champion, you can be sure. Can he get close to that? Can he take it? Well, you're about to find out. Let's see what happens here in the next few moments. He holds the European record, by the way, of 71.9. And let's see, it's a bit misty over there, the far side, as we can see on the webcast through the screen. Here he is now, digging deep, edging all the way into the base, crushing it just a little on the ramp, so he leaves a little distance on that. Not perfect, but look at the distance he gets nevertheless. Shows you the potential. Mid-60s certainly, even though it wasn't all quite right for him on the ramp. 65 meters, 65, just 0.4 behind Tom Asher. That is a whopper from Boyan Schipner. By far the longest opening jump of the day. Just gives you a measure of his talent as a little damp drizzle blows in across our screens here. Disappointing for our audience and our jumpers trying to stay warm. But we're not that upset because we know the forecast is better. Tomorrow is going to be nice. We just have to put up with a little bit of a test today. But it will blow through, that's for sure. So get the cameras out, folks, because now you're going to see an attempt to take the lead away from Tom Asher. He's 0.4 behind Tom right now. Tom in the lead with 65.4. Igor Morozov. We saw Igor just a little earlier on doing his best. We saw Rodrigo doing his best, but Boyan Schipner is closest with 65.0. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Did he get the lead away? Did he take it away from Tom Asher? Tom had 65.4. Igor had 65 on... Oh, sorry, Igor. What am I saying? Boyan had 65 on his opening jump. That was a cracking jump. Okay, we're bringing the skier in. I think that's a weather thing, but we've got 63.6 on the board. Okay, we'll just double check with you on that. I guess this is a weather factor, just taking in for a short break. We're doing good on time, so sorry to interrupt the flow for our skiers, Jack Critchley, Freddy Krueger and Ryan Dodd, but probably better to keep you warm and cozy and instead of chilling off out there. But Boyan Schipner with 65 on his opening jump, 63.6 on his second jump. What a set. Well done. We'll give your ears a little break right now. We'll be back with you very shortly. Yeah, so our drivers just finding it difficult to see. Safety is everything. So we're just going to take a short break for a few moments, folks. You might even like to pop down to our little store there, have a nice cup of coffee there or something. Oh, you should see the calories down there. There is every kind of cake you've ever wanted down there. Absolutely beautiful. Have a nice cup of tea or coffee. Take the little break and we'll be back with you shortly. We'll give you a countdown to when we're back on the water. So don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. To those of you on our webcast, you can see some scores on the board out there. We're taking a weather break. It's just kind of a drizzle. It's not that strong, but it is a little difficult for our drivers. So bear with us for a moment. We're going to give your ears a rest, and we'll be back with you shortly. Thank you. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're back on the water. To our webcast audience around the world, our apologies. We just had a little drizzle, enough just to make it very difficult for our driver out there. It's blowing through, it is brightening up, but our apologies for that. We were playing some music in the background, but we're advised that if we do that for copyright issues, etc., it may be the end of our transmission, so we don't want to risk that. So we're back on the water now. Just to remind you of where we were, we had Boyan Schipner out. He jumped to 65 meters, and he jumped to 63.6. That was when the drizzle came in. He tried to stay warm in the meantime. He stood right beside the grill where we're cooking bacon buddies just to keep himself warm. He's down on the dock right now getting ready to go out for jump number 3, but he is entitled to a warm-up jump, so he may take 2 attempts as he goes out in a few moments. So he's got 65.0 and 63.6 already on the board. So we're just doing a phantom pass with a beautiful Malibu. And as we speak, that drizzle is blowing away and the sky is brightening up. So our apologies to Boyan. Boyan, I hope that hasn't thrown your concentration off too much. Claudia Kostenberger is down there looking after him. He's putting on his bib, and the Malibu is coming back to the dockside to pick up Boyan Schipner. Boyan, of course, one of the biggest talents in the world today on the jump ramp. That personal best of 71.9 meters, I think it is. That is absolutely stunning. He and his bride right now are expecting a baby at any time over the next 2 weeks. He doesn't want the call right now. He wants to get this jump finished at least before the news comes in. But his lovely wife, Krista, may well be watching us right now, because what time is it? 1:15 here. So it's breakfast time back in the United States. She may well be. If you are, Krista, greetings to you from Hazelwood Ski World here for the Stokes Pro-Am event. And your husband is just about ready to go. He's got his very distinctive yellow helmet on right now. His personal best, 71.9 meters, I believe. And he's got a 63.6 and a 65-meter jump on the board here already. Now, I think he'll be given a warm-up jump, but I'll wait until our Chief Judge Gavin Kelly fills us in on that. Yes, Gavin has just informed me that he will take the warm-up jump option that he's got. He's going to take that, and then he'll go for broke. So this first jump will be just a warm-up jump. It won't count, and then he will go for the big one. Boyan Schipner, well, he's got, as we can see on our board here on our webcast, 65 meters to his credit on jump number 1 and 63.6 on jump number 2. We're down to the closing stages now of this first round in the Stokes Pro-Am 2017 incredible jumping feast over 2 days. This is the first of the 2. Boyan is to be followed by Jack Critchley, Great Britain, Freddy Krueger, USA, and Ryan Dodd, Canada. Doesn't get any better. Here we go. Boyan and his yellow distinctive helmet are back on the water, wearing bib number 3. So this is a warm-up jump. This is just to get him back into the zone to make it fair. Get him back to where he was before the rain came in. Now it's completely gone, and the air is already warming up a little. And we can see that breeze is still blowing in the right direction. On our big jumbo screen here on site, it's just replaying Boyan getting into his tight bindings. So tight, in fact, they cut off the blood circulation to your feet, so you don't want to be in those bindings for too long. But back on the water, down there at the island made by A.D. Asher and his team. He's coming back now for his warm-up jump. So this doesn't matter. This is just to get him back in the zone. Well, if that's a warm-up jump, it shows you what the good one's going to be. Making over 60 meters just look like a routine. That's the big talent of Boyan Schipner. And on our webcast, we can see down there on the dock the very distinctive speed suit of Freddy Krueger, 63-1 warm-up. Freddy does something I wish all our jumpers would do. When you look at him, you know it's Freddy Krueger because he's got a very distinctive green slash down one side instead of wearing black helmets and black suits, etc., where it's very difficult to distinguish. That's why Boyan, you'll see photos of Boyan more often than many of the others because they're easy to spot. And when you've got media photographers who are not familiar with the sport and they're looking for something distinctive, having a unique color like that really does make quite a difference. I remember Jared Llewellyn always wore a red and white speed suit. Well, earlier today we saw Daniel Dobringer. You would recognize Daniel anywhere, or Claudio. It does pay, I think, especially if it's just a helmet, to put something distinctive on that. So 64.7, Boyan Schipner, or should I say Rodrigo Miranda in the lead, until Boyan Schipner pipped him with 65 meters. Here comes jump number 3 from our leader with 65 meters to his credit. Oh, he's bringing this one down. Great setup. Oh, back on his heels on that one. He's not going to get what he wanted out of that, I'm afraid. Not much over 50 meters on that one. That'll be a disappointment for Boyan Schipner, so he'll stick with a 65-meter jump distance, which put him just 0.4 behind the leader, who happens to be Tom Asher, 52.1. He doesn't want to hear that. So coming back to the dock, and apologies to you, Boyan, just having to spoil your concentration there, but in second place right now with 65 meters just behind Tom Asher's 65.4. It gets very exciting indeed because we're down now to the last 3. And they come from Great Britain, from the United States, and from Canada. And the first out is the athlete from Great Britain, and this is the big talent of young Jack Critchley. So picking up the line with a personal best of 67.5, the big talent of Jack Critchley. Current home happens to be in Scunthorpe, very popular tourism area. But when you look back on what young Jack Critchley has achieved over the recent years, British jump records in under 14, under 17, under 21. Incredible performances. Under 17 European jump champion. 3 times under 21, in fact, European jump champion. And with that personal best of 67.5 at his young years, who knows where this is going to end up. 221 feet. Here he comes in now. This is a really exciting young man to watch, Jack Critchley. Just on 20, 21 years of age, still maturing. Nice setup. Oh, effortless, in fact, as he kicks off the top, passing the 60-meter barrier, making it look easy peasy. Just beautiful. That's the way to do it. Big talent of young Jack Critchley. 62.3. Well, we'll be watching that Stokes tower to see, does he bring it down a little more on the second attempt. With 62.3 on the board, he's moving in the right direction. The one to beat, 65.4 from Thomas Asher, just ahead of Boyan Schipner with 65. Well done to everybody. We've got through this round even with a rain delay with speed. It's coming up to 20 past 1 here in GMT time. And on the water, the big talent of Jack Critchley coming in for jump number 2. He has brought it down just a little. Beautiful. Oh, that looks good from here. That's going to be awfully close. Has he taken the lead from Thomas Asher with 65.4? He's certainly closing in on that mark. All eyes on the Splash Ice scoreboard over there beside the John K. Phillips banner. Oh, yes, put your hands together for young Jack. 65.6 meters. He has done it. Wow, and it looked effortless from here. 65.6. No matter what happens, he's going to be in the top 3 of the day because there are only 2 more jumpers remaining. What an achievement from young Jack today with 65.6, just ahead of Britain's own Thomas Asher, who had 65.4. So an exciting moment coming up right now because he knows with Freddy Krueger and Ryan Dodd on the dock, he's got to pull out a whopper here if he wants to get up to the top of this pile. Oh, again, a late turn to the ramp. Beautiful kick off the top, lovely float, perfect timing. Again, down around that 65-meter mark. Superb set there from this youngster, Jack Critchley. Very, very impressive. $65.1 on jump number 3. Come on, folks, put your hands together. Terrific performance from young Jack Critchley. A joy to watch, a joy to watch. Now, a joy to watch is not an exaggeration, folks. Turn your eyes to the ramp. Who do you see down there in that distinctive jumpsuit with that green band right down to his ankle area? It is, of course, the nightmare himself, the wonderful talent of Freddy Krueger. 8-time world record holder, 12-time U.S. Masters jump champion, 5-time world champion. And when you see 250 feet on somebody's, should I say 76.2 meters, you know that this is something very, very special indeed. 76.2 meters, that's his personal best. When you look at his extraordinary achievements over the years, going back to 1999, his first world record. Well, that was 68.7. Then he got a world record at 71, then at 72, then at 72.5, then at 73, then at 74.2, then at 75.2, and now recently at 76.2. That was up until fairly recently before Mr. Ryan Dodd upset the apple cart. But 250 feet, 76.2 meters. Absolutely stunning. It's the wonderful, wonderful talent of Freddy Krueger. And how privileged we are to have him here with us. I know that people travel the world, travel the globe, and would pay serious money to go in and see this talent. And here he is right on our doorstep here at the 2017 Stokes Pro-Am. Get the cameras ready. This is special, folks. We don't often get a chance to enjoy this moment. Jump number 1. For Freddy, the Nightmare Krueger. Here he comes. Absolutely effortless. He just kissed that jump ramp. You could hardly hear him as he hits the fiberglass and makes it look so easy. 65.6 is the one to beat. 65.3, the longest opening jump so far today. Come on, folks, let's put our hands together for this incredible athlete, Freddy Krueger. Just such a privilege to have him here with us. 65.3 on his opening jump, just 0.3 short of taking the lead. What a talent. Well, get the cameras out. As I say, you don't often get a chance to see this talent. Oh, you can see a lovely Labrador going out on our webcast. And now our webcast showing the jump ramp, and down the far end of the lake, Freddy Krueger getting ready for his second jump number 2. He's got 65.3, the longest opening jump of the day so far on the board, behind the leader, 65.6, who happens to be young Jack Critchley from Great Britain. Okay, cameras out. Here he comes, jump number 2. He's got 65.3 on the board. That is Huge. That is a whopper from Freddy Krueger. Again, just kissing that jump ramp. You can hardly hear him. With just such technique. Doesn't punish the equipment. 66.5 meters. We have a new leader, folks. 66.5. It's a whopper. Well, it's somehow, I think we take some of our top athletes just too much for granted. You kind of expect Freddie to go out there and do something big and special. Actually doing it is so difficult. Technically, it takes so many years' experience to get this thing right. I remember when we came over to our Paddock Classic in Ireland way back in the, when was it? About 1994 or something like that. Well, he was a youngster at that time. He was crashing an awful lot, but suddenly got dialed in and then became unbeatable. And from when you look back over his records, when you see the way he's consistently just held on to world records, and when he was under threat, come back one more time and do it again. From 1999, he's almost been unbeatable when he set that record of 68.6. So enjoy this last one, folks. Here he comes. Oh, did anyone miss a heartbeat there? Oh. The worst we can say. 66.5 is going to put him in at worse than second place. Come on, let's put our hands together for the great talent of Freddy Krueger one more time. Oh, just a joy to see. Well, very often that would be the last jump of the day, and he would do as he has done so often. But in this particular case, we have one more jumper on the dock. And that one more jumper happens to be a man who has jumped the furthest in the world, the entire world. Something like 60 million people involved in our sport, one way or the other. And this man can say nobody has jumped further than him. Yes, 77.4 meters, 254 feet. The brand new, weeks old world jump record. And of course, on the dock, it is the famous Ryan Dodd. Join with me, folks. Let's put our hands together for that world record and Mr. Ryan Dodd. Oh, we can feel the excitement and the tension around the dock here, because now the pressure is on. Ryan has to do better than 66.5. We saw many jumpers struggle to break the 60-meter barrier, and Ryan now somehow has to put all that experience together, forget the nerves, forget the jet lag, and pull out a whopper. Now, just imagine what's going to happen to the World Championships in a few weeks' time. We're going to see the same scenario. We're going to see these two extraordinary talents, with guys like Jack Critchley snapping away at their heels, take on each other in the amphitheater of what we call the World Championships in Paris. So this is it. This is the dry run. Freddy, 66.5. Well, what can Ryan do? I'm getting my camera ready. I'm sure you're getting yours as well. I think we're in for something very, very special here. This is the last jumper, round one for the pros in this event. And are we enjoying every second? Okay, I'm going to put the mic down for a moment. I got my camera ready. We're going to capture some history right now. I think the word is wow. That was just extraordinary. And again, like Freddy, you can hardly hear him on the ramp. Just kissing that surface. Absolutely stunning to watch. It's beyond words, those of us involved in the sport. 69.5 meters. He has done it on jump number one. How many times have we seen the great Freddy Krueger do that on jump number one? Well, wonderful to see these two exceptional athletes just pushing each other to the limit on each occasion. And of course, this helps both, in fact, because of that encouragement. Once you see a big gap between the best in the world and all of the others, kind of takes some of the pressure off the top guy, but in this case, putting enormous pressure on each other. And this only brings the best out in these both superb athletes. So a 66.5 for Freddy Krueger, and now we've just seen a 69.5 for the man who holds the new world record at 77.4 meters. Absolutely stunning. Well, we hope our webcast audience is enjoying this around the world. We're going to wind up now for jump number two. Freddy Krueger on the dock watching closely as Ryan Dodd pulls wide, drifting down to the tower. He's very close to the Stokes tower. Look at the edge all the way into the ramp. Oh, losing it on the ramp on that occasion. That'll be just over the 60-meter barrier, but just wasn't able to get his position right on the ramp itself. So that won't matter. He's hanging on to 69.5. He's way in the lead right now with that, with almost a 3-meter advantage. 61.3. So Ryan Dodd going down now for his final jump, which will bring this phase of the 2017 Stokes Pro-Am to a close. The end of the first round. We have a second round coming up today. We're going to be here till pretty late tonight and all day tomorrow. And if you haven't had a chance to have a cup of coffee, a drink, your lunch, whatever, it's all down there. I can almost smell it from here. Go down and enjoy yourselves. And the sun is coming out right now. It is warming up already. Strangely enough, the flags have just dropped down. The breeze has gone. So it looks like the weather system is moving around us here. We're probably right in the eye of it at this stage. So enjoy the last closing jump of Ryan Dodd as we bring this round to a close. That was also a whopper. Wow, he's got a 69.5 on the board, putting him in the lead. What did he get on that last one? Let's just see in a moment. Oh, yes, 70.5 meters, folks. Wow, the first 70-meter jump of the day. Come on, let's welcome him home, Ryan Dodd. Wow, what a performance. One. Well, Gavin Kelly, our chief judge, he just advised us that we'll be starting round two now as soon as we possibly can. But Ryan Dodd, catch your breath, buddy. You pulled it off on the last one. Talk us through it out there, Ryan, from first, second, and third jump. Jump one.
Yeah, jump number one. The setup actually felt pretty nice. I was pretty happy with it. Just even both the first and last jumps, timing was great. I just did a few little tweaks with my alignment, and there's the last 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever meters. Touchy little stuff when you're over 70 meters, but I'm pretty happy with it for an opening round.